Well, I think we're going live. Oh yeah, now we're going live. I see that. Anyway, we'll Yes, indeed. Life has just begun. Thank you, Overcome, for that Creed rendition. Love it. Great tune. And I don't know what we're ready for, but we're ready for something. Let's ready to switch the screen. Hey, I forgot to do the chat. Why did I forget to do that? Oh, yeah, because I came on suddenly, quick. I was writing the description about these Gillette people, and I really don't have much good to say about them. I got nothing good to say about them. And I wrote it all in the description. So, there we go. And we can see in the pictures what Gillette's talking about. Gillette's talking about what they want with Gucci. And what they want with Gucci is they want to combine and destroy what it means to be a man and turn men into women. This is the gynocentric system. These bastards. They take what men want to be. They take what men are, what men have been, evolutionarily, biologically. And they say, no, we don't want that anymore after 1 million years or whatever. And they want to turn it all upside down on its head and have men dressed like that. I wonder if that bald guy, I wonder if he used Gillette razors. Probably. Well, he can go fuck himself. And that's probably what he's going to do after the show's over. I don't know. He probably gets paid to do it, and then and maybe he becomes normal again. I don't know. Anyway, welcome everyone to this week's rant, and it's going to be a rant because somebody said it was 1 year anniversary, so I looked it up, and we can tell with the picture that the share price has halved as it should they declare it a loss, and hopefully they'll declare another one and then another one, because none of those bastards at Gillette have stood up at all. None of them seem to have a spine and say we did absolutely the wrong thing and we fired everyone responsible for that decision. There's no accountability. There's no backbone. Where in the hell are the nuts? Where in the hell are the men with balls in that company to stand up and say, you're fired? You're fired for turning, 1 million years of evolution on its head. Yeah, I know, RP. Holy shit. What's going on? You see, it's all upside down. Nobody at Gillette has balls. They make a public statement. They won't publicly retract it. They won't fire the people responsible for such stupidity. This is unsustainable. And, this is a concerted, broadband attack upon whatever it means to be a man. And we know this. And we know it's been going on for a long time. First is, okay, you can be men, but let us be women on equal terms. And then suddenly it's, no, we don't even want you to become men. From Seneca Falls in 1848, here we are now with somebody editing in real time. This is called real-time editing. This is Stalinist revisionism in real time, where somebody makes testimony in the American Senate that says that the term sexual preference is suddenly offensive, and then blip, they change the definition of the word to mean that. The screenshot's going to come up. I'm seeing it right now. This is Merriam-Webster Dictionary. I should have put that up there. I got a preference for apples over oranges. Okay, whatever. Is that a chosen thing, or is that it could be chosen, or it doesn't have to be chosen? I don't know why I like apples more than oranges, but I do. Or maybe I just lied to you because it doesn't really matter, right? None of this matters. Whatever your sexual preference is, it's just hedonism now. And that's what they wanted. That's what they wanted. They wanted it to be hedonism. They wanted it to be just follow the pleasure. And the pleasure is what the gynocentrists want to be. What they want you to believe is pleasurable. And so that's what they're giving you. They're feeding you this hedonistic lifestyle. And, they're playing upon your biology. It's a yoke to trap you. And I'm getting this from a lot of channels this week, last week. This is a good thing. This is a good thing that men are showing up to say that, no, this is just a downhill path. It's hedonism. It's a way of trapping men. And they've been doing it. Madison Avenue. This is the advertising gurus of America. They got it with Edward Bernays, in his propaganda. They knew that sex sells, so it's sex, started to sell in the 20s and 30s, and then blah, 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 and save everyone's mind every 6 seconds. Fuck you. And then, what are they doing now? The sexual preference is offensive. You can't choose it. You can't choose it. Well, you can't choose what other preferences either. You don't know why you got the preference. Maybe this is going to open up a space where people can think about, well, why do I prefer this? Why do I prefer that? This is a big thing within Mgtow. You got to look at who you are inside. That's one of the analysis you got to do. You got to understand the nature of men. You have to understand the nature of women. You have to understand the nature of the system. And you have to understand your own nature. Yeah. Yeah. My God. No, I don't know what those pictures are. Oh, bear. My God, it's definitely some sickness here. Let me fix that. There we go. Let me fix that. Yeah. Yeah. Just plain strange. Yeah, I don't know what they're doing. I don't know what they're doing. And yeah. So, but the hedonism is that who cares what your sexual preference is? You know, the purpose of having sex is to have kids, and the purpose of having kids is to continue the community. But who in the hell would want to continue this community? It's sick beyond imagination. And the community will continue one way or the other. That's not of concern. But at this point, we're moving into idiocracy, and we've got to take a stand against that and go for sanity, freedom, and self-preservation. Especially in the year 2020, the year to forget. Yes, indeed. 2020, the year that I want to forget. And I'm still living in that year. We said, I think some people predicted it's going to get strange, but I don't think anyone thought it would get this strange. No way. Yeah, where were the photos shot? They should be shot somewhere. Oh my God. Well, it depends, RP, what you mean by gay. If you mean like happy and gay, well, yeah, sure. À la gay Paris. Je veux voyage que gay Paris. Meanwhile, he waves his hands in the air. Yeah. Yeah. No, I don't know what these Gucci people are up to. They're, part of their job with these shows is not to tell you what you should wear, but just to shock you. And I've had enough of this shocking shit. I'm getting rid of it. Oh God, that was bad. Bad what they're doing. You see, and Gillette's part of this whole thing. They're trying to, engineer. These are social engineers, right? The advertising industry, the fashion industry, and now apparently the dictionary. That I read this article about this guy who thought that the people who changed the definitions of word were stodgy old people, and some young intern or something would come in with a application to change the meaning of a word, and the stodgy, defender of the dictionary meanings would just, lift up an arm automatically without thinking and rubber stamp no on it automatically without thinking. And that's the way I view it. The meanings of words should change very slowly. A person in a young age should not have major words changed in their lifetime. And suddenly, Merriam-Webster believes it's good to change the definitions of words from not offensive to offensive overnight based upon one person. This is idiocracy. And we got this, with many other words, like men and women. They're trying to change the definition of that since John Money came up with this crazy theory. And you can say John Money's theory was crazy, that, being a man or a woman is a social construct. After that poor kid in Winnipeg got his, circumcision mal-delivered and cut off his penis, and they, tried to raise him as a girl, and he realized, hey, I ain't a girl. Despite everyone treating him as a girl his whole life, he came to the truth. There is your Truman Show. A real life Truman Show. And unfortunately, that young man got so fucked around by John Money's theory that he killed himself. But he let us see that he escaped. He escaped that prison that they put him in. And now Gucci wants to dress him up in that prison. And Goodyear not Goodyear. Gillette wants to, have men pretend that they're women in all this relational aggression. Men like to wrestle. Okay, that's what it is. As young kids, you wrestle with each other. In a family, you wrestle. Okay, whatever. And you learn your boundaries. This is a means of communication. And men learn a lot from this at a young age. And then they learn the boundaries growing up so that we're all, okay, we can push each other around a bit and have fun. But we know the limits. And we know we have to respect men. Because, you learn some small guy, he may be small, but he's tough. You learn this young before you can hurt each other a lot. And this is the way. And then we learn who are the psychopaths and who are the narcissists and who are the Machiavellians. We learn all of this and we attempt to protect ourselves. But women don't learn this. They get in their relational aggression. Oh, I didn't mean it that way. Oh, you took it the wrong way. Oh, activate your white knight. Activate your white knight? Fuck you. See, that's what women's thinking is. And we know this now. So, yeah. Anyway, hey, we got a lot of people in here today. Aaron Rubin, welcome. Smurf, thanks for coming in with the hammer. Still no word from Warrior. And anyway, Oklahoma Bachelor, yo, welcome. I don't recall you coming in before, but welcome. And Mayhem's in here. Lots of mayhem around the place. We got this election. It's getting nuts. And one journalist, who was supposed to be moderator of the debate, talks to Trump's enemy, and lies about it, then comes clean. My God, what a weakling. And then apparently the moderator for the town hall for Trump just completely yells at Trump all night long. Apparently, what mayhem in this election. This is an election to be remembered. Although we do want to forget 2020, and I believe a lot of the mayhem in 2020 is due to this election. And Mgtow Smurf recommended this last week, and it's a good thing. Voted early and in person. Right there. So if you think that your vote is going to make a difference, and it may in this election, if you can stop Hirono's party from getting anywhere, because we know what she says. She says, men, shut up. Yes, she does. There was the shut up. Men, shut up and do the right thing. So, other elections that may, although there's no there's no way we can trust any government to do the right thing for men. The only person you can trust to do the right thing for men is each man himself. And so that's, I think, the one thing to develop is personal trust. Okay, you might make a mistake, but you can correct the mistake. Hopefully, you don't risk it all. So there's that element of self-trust, which I think is the protection. Each man is going his own way, so it's you trust that your way is a good way. And I think the guideposts are sanity, freedom, and self-preservation. So there's the trust, because no one's going to protect men. No government is going to protect men. They dispose of men regularly, ritually. And they're looking for whatever they're looking for. They have agendas. There are Machiavellians out there. There are narcissists. There are psychopaths. The Dark Triad. The Dark Triad. Yeah. Those guys. So, hey, it's Thread. Hey, Thread. Well, see, that's it, Aaron. It's a gynocentric system. When the women got the vote, they had the majority. Eventually, men die young enough that women are the majority voters. and men want to be white knights, and men just, vote by party, but both parties start giving women stuff. And, yeah, I'll take guests. You want to jump in? Let me, Discord, let me set up Discord here. And, let me check the, yeah. Okay, I think I'm set up here. I just came on because earlier in the week I did a big rant. I had to let it out, the whole Gillette thing. I thought about it, and I just realized, then and now, that these people are evil. They're just evil. And I went on a rant, so I thought I'd come up and do the rant. And I got some of it out, but really I had a good rant midweek. Got most of it out. It would have been great. It would have been great, a rant live. I couldn't quite reproduce it. Hold on, let me go here. Turn on the headphones. Okay, let's see if we can do this. Let's check the mic. Let's check the mic. It's nothing happening here. Oh, there we go. Okay. How we doing? I got my green light. I see you there, Mayhem, but I don't see your green light. Did I have this problem the other day? I'm checking the mute. I don't have you on mute. I don't have you on server mute. I don't have you on ban. I don't have you on kick. I don't see your green light. I was going to do a hangout for the election, and I think I had the same problem. Why don't you try jumping out and jumping back in, Mayhem? I got my green light going, so that means I'm on. Oh, I see. Out getting laundry. Okay, good then. No, I don't know if I saw your Gillette video. Maybe someone can go watch it and let us know what's going on. And anyway, to all the lurkers out there, welcome. This is the Listening Post. We've been going for 3 years, regularly, every Friday night. I don't know what time it is there, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, New York City time. And we are a listening post to get ideas and turn them around for men of all ages to defend sanity, to defend freedom, and to defend the right for self-preservation. And oh my. Isn't that something, Bear? They won't open up a polling booth because of the COVID. Is that it? They won't do it because of the COVID or something? Oh my. This is, people are foreseeing, corruption in the mail-in votings and then other attempts. There's been attempts to stop it before. There have been messy elections. So we'll have to see whether this election is going to be messy. I remember looking at Florida during the Bush and Gore campaign, and that was messy. In fact, that looked as corrupt as anything. No excuse given. Oh my God, what a phrase. Yes. They pick it up and then say nothing. The lights are on, but no one's home. Oh my God. They're too cowardly to say why they won't give a A voting polling booth. Yeah. No. There we have a breakdown of the system. Here we have idiocracy playing out before our very eyes. In this area too. We've seen it in so many other areas. It's almost getting boring to say we're in idiocracy. They redefine words in the dictionary real time, and we don't think we're in that movie. This is why it's good to have books, like physical books, so that you can go back and check. Yeah. Yeah, dead men tell no tales, but dead men can vote. Yes, Bear. You're not alone in that. I'm reading that in a number of places from a number of people. They say that it's an attempted coup. It's an attempted coup by certainly the corporate media, corporate interests, the social media people, and the Democrat Party, in line with some deep state operatives, and then establishment figures like Colin Powell and Mitt Romney. So they want the elite back in control, the deep state elite, and we're all hoping that Americans will drain the swamp, because they need to. It got absolutely insane under Obama, dropping 28,000 bombs a year. with no, why so many? You can't even name all the enemies, for heaven's sakes. And each bomb has a little saying, "From America with love." And you wonder why people hate America. And, it's out of control. So, then apparently, Bear, and this is a serious matter, that square-headed head of the military, Trump said he wanted to bring all the troops home from Afghanistan by the end of the year. And then the head of the military said, we're going to evaluate that. Yeah, and then I leave silence. Okay? So, when you're in the military and somebody higher up the chain of command gives a command, an order, and you question it, that's called insubordination. And I think, if you're at the top and the top guy gives an order and you don't follow it, I think that's treason. Yeah, you want to check that out and see if I got the story right, but I heard one person talk about it. I didn't see the words come out of the general's mouth, but... Yeah, and if you're saying it, you don't say it publicly. You may have private reservations. Okay, thanks. Yeah, let me put my headphones back on, Mayhem. Thanks, Mayhem. Are you there?
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, you're coming in a little bit low. Maybe turn it up a bit. No, I'm not getting anything.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, keep on talking.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, say something interesting. Louder.
Okay. Lots of interesting things have happened recently.
Wow.
Not so many things have been so great, but lots of interesting things.
Like what? Do tell.
Oh, politics stuff.
Like what?
For me personally.
Well, whichever. Take one. Run with it.
Well, okay, so like the debate between Trump and Biden, and then the debate between, I guess, Trump and media. I guess that's what that debate was.
Yep.
Recently,
Yep.
it it's just it's like this. Like the way I look at it, and the way I look at like the upcoming vote is in 2016. I voted for myself. I literally voted my own name into the ballot and voted for myself because
Nice.
looking at the options that were there, I'm like, I can't vote for any of these people. But looking at the current situation and how things have played out, I have no other choice but to vote my conscience, and that's to vote for Trump. Not because I believe he's going to be the best president ever, but he's definitely nowhere near the worst and nowhere near what the left is trying to do. So
That seems
really,
to
I
be a
have no
common
other
theme
option.
I'm hearing. Yep.
So then I expand that a little bit further, and I say, okay, well, if I was a person with immense power and I wanted to get something achieved, I would stack the deck and win no matter who won. So I can look at it as no matter who we vote for, it's just going to be a different part of the game that's playing out. But my own individual responsibility is to vote my conscience. And even if my conscience is being directed, it's what I believe to be true based on my values.
Yeah. Well, we're all in a network of information, and the information is being manipulated, and it may be being manipulated for good purposes or bad purposes, and it could be being manipulated by friends or enemies or neutral people. So yeah, you've got to make your decision based upon incomplete information and tailored information and distorted information. But yeah, it's good to vote your conscience. You take what you think is best and you vote that if you want to vote. And again, some elections it may not make a difference. Some elections, I love this, you write in your own name. And maybe there should be a movement for none of the above. Just none of the above. Get these people out. Nobody. Let's leave it.
But I'm pretty sure I just ignored.
No, it gets counted as not destroyed, but there's a term for it. Can't think of it now, but
Wasted?
like a wasted ballot, yeah. And if that number gets really high, it's equivalent to none of the above. Spoiled ballot. That's the term I know. So if the spoiled ballots get over a certain threshold, then you know that there's great trouble in that election. Because it don't normally.
Yeah, but that's not even a question. We know we're already in trouble.
Oh yeah, no. I mean, there's real trouble in the election candidates, and anyway. But yeah, no, there's real trouble. Although the swamp seems to be being drained. Weinstein's gone, Epstein's gone, Ghislaine Maxwell's in custody. Stephen Bing jumped off, the skyscraper. So, the swamp is being drained. You got the guy who said, comma, not source, comma, from the FBI. He's now going to go to jail, hopefully. So, and we're waiting on the Flynn thing. I think he's got to name names. That's my take on the Flynn thing, where, Judge Sullivan is saying, well, if the DOJ threatened him, if the FBI threatened Flynn, I want to hear about it. Or Flynn's a liar and he's going to jail. So
Right.
that's what I'm getting. So the DOJ may have to, become accountable and say, yeah, we threatened him, and then all hell's going to break loose. Because I don't think the judiciary expects the government to threaten its witnesses.
Justice from bodies that are interested in providing justice, right?
Yeah. You can't have the government threatening people to get them to plead guilty. And if the government admits to that, then, America might be able to clean itself up a bit.
So, on a different note, back to the Gillette video. I think
Sorry, you broke up
Look,
a bit.
I'm pretty sure you'll laugh.
Yeah, you got a Gillette video out there?
Yeah, I DM'd it to you in Discord.
Oh, okay. I haven't looked at it right now, but
Yeah. Well, when you do, when you have a chance, or if you want to share it with the viewers,
okay.
it's
Yeah.
pretty funny. I enjoyed making it.
Yeah, good. Let me get it right now. Yeah, nice tagline. Be the best you can be. We'll just cut your hair. Nice. So here's a link to Mayhem's video on Gillette, and you can go watch that in your leisure, everyone. And what do you think about Gillette now?
Oh, they are dead.
Dead.
They're a dead brand. I will never ever give them my money. I'll go rugged. I don't give a fuck.
Yep. Yeah, pluck it out. Yeah, you don't
Look,
need
I'll
to
buy
shave if
hair
you can
clippers
pluck.
and cut it that way.
What's that?
I'll buy hair clippers and cut it that way if I.
Oh yeah, definitely. Just that's it. So it's time for men to grow beards and use scissors. Screw this razor bullshit.
And it's not the hippy dippy modern soy boy beardy flannel haircut because they want to appear to be manly. It's just an actual beard.
Yeah. Men look good with beards. Why not? And no, we're hoping that these bunch of creeps go away for good. And here we have an example of go woke, get broke, get woke, go broke.
Right.
That's it. And this is an attack upon men, and this attack has been going on, I think, for a long time. I can pin it down to at least Oliver Cromwell during the English Civil War in 1645, where he required men to get a government license to get married. And marriage at that point was the marrying together of fortunes in order to have kids and raise a family. And why did the government intervene? Well, Oliver Cromwell was a corporatist. He took money from the East India Company, which had gained immense, massive, immediate, huge resources from the trade with India and out east. And they had enough money to fund that civil war for him. And he killed a lot of men in this useless and pointless civil war after he committed regicide and killed King Charles I. So Oliver Cromwell is scum, and a lot of people get into the minutia, but he's a regicidalist, and he started a civil war, and he took corporate money. So and then he said, "Man, if you want to get married, you got to talk to the government." Fuck you. So when Charles II was invited back onto the throne because it just got too crazy, he dug up the body of Oliver Cromwell, who had died, cut off his head and put his head on a pike in front of the Parliament buildings to let us all know what happens when you go too far. And I think I'm not at all recommending that someone do that to Gillette, but I think a figurative head on a pike, namely Gillette's name in the list of bankruptcies, would be a good start.
Well, you have to know Mr. Mayhem wouldn't be against that.
Ha ha! Well, it's getting to be mayhem out there on the streets and mayhem in the media. They're hyping up all this fear propaganda and
I predicted this, by the way. I predicted the shit was coming.
Yeah,
I said it was coming.
What did you predict?
The mayhem was coming from the other side, so we need to be able to enact mayhem of our own.
Oh, I see. Yeah, definitely. Oh, I remember that. Yeah. And they did it. This was, I don't think they started it, but they grabbed the ball and they went with it. This COVID-19 thing, they failed on the Russiagate, they failed on the impeachment gate. Then they started the riots and they grabbed onto this COVID thing. This is giving relevance to the mass media, a new relevance, more control to the government and the mass media and to the establishment. And nobody can say, oh, I don't like any of this control, therefore you're a hater and murderer of old people because of some virus which has not yet been shown to cause an illness. So, um,
Well, how does that famous movie quote go? It's not what you know. It's what you can prove to people who are unwilling to base their conclusions on fact.
oh yeah, yeah, I like that. Yeah, yeah. If you can convince people of a lie, then the lie becomes true. Something like that.
Yeah, it was a misplay on it's not what you know, it's what you can prove in a court of law. But I had to misplay it because it's not really what you can prove anymore because it's not facts that matter.
Yes, that's right. Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
So I had this thought about what's going on. I wanted to pose it to you and get your response to it.
Okay.
So, with what's happening, it appears to me that the only thing that makes sense, is that all of this violence and destruction is on purpose. I think that could be taken as a gift. Now, I think the usefulness and the point of the destruction is so that when they do eventually get their way and they have the ability and the power to enact and progress their plan further, is to then revisit these destroyed areas and treat them as priorities because they were destroyed by President Trump's actions or inaction, either way. And then they're going to say, okay, these areas need to be reinvested in. So they're really going to heavily redistribute the wealth of the nation into these areas that are being destroyed. I think that's why those areas are destroyed.
Oh yeah. So when they get their power, they can have like a showcase of, look, we're cleaning up this area. Love us, trust us, something like that.
Right. So
yeah.
don't pay attention to all of the little extra welfare and the selective priorities and who's actually getting this money that we're stealing from the taxpayers and giving to these people. Just don't pay attention to that. Instead, pay attention to it's over. Now deal with all the fallout of this happening.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's what we'll see if somehow Trump doesn't get reelected.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, people are trying to leverage and put up, manufactured destabilization. Gives an opportunity for somebody to, control the situation afterwards. I look at that movie, The Fifth Element with Zorg, giving an example of, what he thinks is the good side of manufactured destabilization. You can make work. You make work and you do it later on. So, and that's what we're seeing is manufactured destabilization. We're also seeing something called obstructionism by the Democrat Party since they lost the election. And I don't believe I've ever seen this. So the term is obstructionism. I just finally remembered. Obstructionism is when you just you do anything you can to just obstruct the other side for doing either good things or bad things. Just anything, just obstruct. So,
right.
Yeah. Yeah, and again, people are manipulating reality and trying to create truth. We had those nursing home deaths in Canada, and I think they scare Canadians because Canadians are lovely, warm-hearted people. And you look at that, what Bob Cudgeon death in the nursing home in Canada, where 45% of the inmates of the people at the nursing home died. But at that time, and still today, in those age ranges, the normal death rate is 18%. So you had 2.5 times the death rate. Well, that's not possible. That's like, 3 or 4 standard deviations away. And that's just incredibly unlikely. You might as well get hit by lightning 5 times to get that type of standard deviation. So, obviously, this is just fear-mongering. This is manipulation of whatever it is to fulfill some agenda. And maybe somebody was sacrificed in some of these nursing homes. It only happened in a couple, so. And as to 30,000 old people dying in New York State, well, yeah, that's given, isn't it, Aaron? There's, 18 million people in New York State. 30,000 old people are going to die in a year or half a year. Sorry, that's the way it is. The old die to make way for the young. And at this point, it's the old die to make way for the immigrants.
Well, that's what I love about the idea of diversity is our strength. If you take it as a flat statement, it can be innocuous until you ask the logical question of, when you say us, who do you mean?
Yeah.
Because studies will show that when you have a community that is more alike than different, that community is more like strong socially. They're able to count on each other, rely on each other, and trust each other because they're so alike in desires and values. That community is closer. Yet when you spread out those values, when you spread out and make the community diverse, there will be opposing ideas, cultures, and that community will then split in different directions. So when you say diversity is our strength, if you look at it logically and you ask, well, what do you mean by us? It's false. But if you take it as its face of having different options is good, so like the minimalistic or inept sort of logical standard, then it's true. It's just another one of those cases where if you're stupid, you're going to believe it.
Yeah, and everyone should know that, in fact, I'm the diversity where I am. However, in my case, I believe it to be true because the diversity where I am of foreigners is like less than 1% of 1%. And so I stand out like a sore thumb. And so my little involvement here is actually good because it's not everywhere, it's not all the time, and it doesn't stop, as you say, the coherence of the society here from functioning. I'm like a little artistic swirl on top of a cake. I'm not the cake itself. I'm just something on the top to make it look pretty, but everything is still functioning the way it would whether I was there or not, whether I'm here or not. Things are going on the same. But there's a little bit of diversity to make it look nice. And that's it. But in Canada, currently, it's 25% of Canadians were not born in Canada. 25%. So this is not diversity. This is replacement.
Right.
And in America, it's fairly high, too. So. But where I am, as I say, I counted it up. It's less than 1% in total everywhere that are foreigners. So these people are not following the path of the West. They're looking at the West and saying, "Don't do that. Don't do that."
Right.
Yeah, and maybe they'll.
I can only imagine other countries seeing what's happening with the U.S. and if they have any sort of logic, they must be going like, "Oh, holy shit! Yep. This is a perfect example of what not to do."
What not to do. So
we've been looking up to the U.S. for its market and its growth and its power for so long, but it's destroying itself. Abandoned ship.
Yeah, abandoned ship. Yep. So, hey, prune juice power. That's a great way to put it. Diversity is just code for dehomogenization. I think you're changing an easier word for a harder word. Dehomogenization. My God, how many syllables is that? Dehomogenization. That's 7 syllables. You've given us a 7-syllable word for diversity. That's 4. Yeah, I'll take 4 for 7. Yeah. Hold on for a second. What? We'll put it back. They may want it. Huh? They may want it. Let it grow. Put it back in the pigeon cage so it'll grow into a bird. Yeah? Yeah. Good. Put it back. Quick. Thanks. I'm going to be a daddy. My, somebody just brought me my first pigeon egg. I don't know, will the pigeons take the egg back? But they finally laid an egg. So I've been trying to get these pigeons to lay an egg for a couple of months now. They finally laid one. Apparently, it takes them a couple of months to get used to where they are.
You're breaking up there, MV.
Oh, sorry. My pigeon just had an egg. Am I still breaking up? Did that make sense to anyone? I think you're breaking up. No, I'm breaking up. I'm disconnected. Yes, you're right. Yes, you're right. I did disconnect, and now I'm back. Thanks for that. And no, I was just saying somebody brought me an egg from the pigeons, and so I saw my pigeon egg. Now I cannot hear you. I'll try it one more time. I dropped in, I dropped out. Are you there? Mayhem. No, you're not, but I see your green light. What's going on? Not good. Let me do a test on my user settings here. Let's check. Am I there? No, I'm not. Oh, yeah, there I am. Hey, hello.
Hey, hello.
Okay.
Okay.
That was a test.
That was a test.
Yeah, that's funny. So I did a test, but I'm disconnected now. Okay, this will be the third time I'm jumping in and out. I cannot hear you, Mayhem. So I'm going to close down Discord and try to start it again. Hold on. Well, I'm out of Discord momentarily as I try to start Discord on the program as opposed to on the web page. So we'll try a program version of Discord. And it wouldn't let me back in, really, just disconnecting me every time. So I don't know what's going on with Discord. We had some trouble. Now I'm getting a problem with OBS. Okay, I'm okay. I had some yeah, my God, sorry. I don't know why I'm having these issues. Mayhem, I don't know. And it's different every week. It's like I have a gremlin. I'm still downloading an update of the Discord. But the web version of the Discord was not working. And by the way, what I was talking about, I think the people in the chat was, my pigeon just had I suppose pigeons just had an egg, my first one. So, I'm a bit happy about that. Because if they weren't going to lay pretty soon, I was going to have squab for dinner. I may hold off. But my question is, humans touch the egg. Will the pigeons still take care of the egg? So that's my question. I don't know anything about it. Maybe I should look it up now. So, no, as far as I know, animals take care of themselves. I got great internet connection. I know, my God. Just eat the pigeons and screw around. Stop screwing around with the growing. Yeah, I may do that. Yeah. Okay. Thanks, Whiskey. Yeah. Because sometimes you put human scent on a baby and the mother won't touch the baby anymore. I heard about that with something. I forget what. But man, this is a big download for Discord. I mean, it's taken a long time to download this thing. Yep. Hey, yeah, Oklahoma Bachelor. Um, can you come into Discord? Once I get it started, I'm trying to start Discord. Yeah, pigeon omelet. Yeah. Yeah. Nice one, prune juice power. Yeah, grab the mother. Yeah. Do a little bestiality, and we're all set. The mother won't know the difference. Oh, the baby sounds just like there. Okay, so now I'm in the program as opposed to the streamer mode is enabled. Stay safe, friend. I don't know what streamer mode is. Let me see if I can get in. And we have someone here. Am I here? Are you there? Hello. Oh, mute. There we go.
Yeah, what's going on, man?
Hey, well, I'm having technical issues. How about you?
Hey, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear. Can the men in the chat here? We have, is this Oklahoma Bachelor?
Yeah, let me turn off YouTube on the Roku on the TV here.
Yeah, we're getting a little bit of a feedback, but that's okay. Sounds pretty good. So are you on the road right now?
Both you guys again.
No, I'm at home. I just had YouTube rolling on the TV on the Roku instead. And I'm in the
What's
kitchen.
up, Kinetics?
It's just chilling, man. It was a busy weekend, man. I just had an interesting day at work.
Wow, what happened?
Funny thing. So at work, so we didn't have to wear masks before, but now we do in the office. It's tighter rules now, and so because I eat my lunch at work, and my hands are always like greasy and dirty afterwards. I go and I wash my hands before putting my mask on, or else I'm putting my mask on with dirty and greasy hands. And of course, that's against the rules because you cannot be out of your cubicle without your mask on, even though it's, in my opinion, common sense. So I got the good old HR talking to, and basically was sent home for the day. I still have my job. I'm going in on Monday, and they want me to have basically the compromise is to have a pack of wipes at my desk so I can wipe my hands, and then get up and do whatever. It's so dumb, dude.
You should just burn the place down.
No,
Pretty much.
no. You can't be doing that. No, that sounds like a strange situation. Did they give you any reason why they're requiring the masks?
Because that's the policy now with all the COVID-19 stuff going on. That's just the office company policy for.
Because you must obey. That's why.
Yeah, basically you must obey, and because I am, an untamed Mustang, I tend to give a little grief, because I'm not as submissive as
You
the
love
other.
freedom?
Because
I have a question. Do you live in a Democrat state or a Republican state?
super red state.
Red meaning Republican. So,
Republican, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I guess there's no difference. They're all crazy.
They're all crazy, and the thing is, it's because my other male coworkers are all married, so they're all henpecked to the highest degree.
They're used to the obedience.
And I am not, and so it's just the way the game is. But I was fired. They basically sent me home for the remainder of the day,
Wow.
so I lost 4 hours of work.
Yeah, as you know, I've recommended this, and I'll continue to recommend it in the COVID time or after or before. Make sure that your CV is polished and send it out all the time. Always be looking for a better position. Find out who's running whatever place it is, and go into a new industry. Just get out of it. Just have freedom and flexibility. It's the flexibility that gives you the freedom. So. Maybe you'll lose a pension or something. I don't know, but at least you'll be free of this sort of craziness.
Yeah, so basically, I run out my ability to give some grief. Not really give grief, just be a little free. So now I basically have to play the hardball since I've already gotten in trouble.
Yeah, so find an exit strategy. As Whiskey says, just wear the mask and go gray. But you put out your CV and you get an escape plan because you've painted a target on your back already, maybe, and it's time to get out. These people are nuts. This is idiocracy. And so, people aren't making any sense now. They're just mired in fear. They've abandoned modern medical science. And, companies have to adopt policies due to insurance company requirements. The insurance companies are taking guidance from the government. And so it's just, we have a systemic failure. And so you can't win exactly in a systemic failure. Holy shit, Whiskey, you took the words out of my mouth. So,
yeah, it's crazy stuff, man. But, well, the funny thing is, so I work in purchasing, and we had 5 guys on my team, including our manager, and 2 of the guys have left during the year and have not been replaced. So it's just myself, my manager, and one other guy. Can you hear me? There we go. Yeah.
yeah.
And so there's just the 3 of us now. And so that gives me a little bit of leverage because...
Well, no, you just need leverage to get out of there and to... it would be my advice, or to seek a path out of there, whether you get out of there or not. But this is not a good situation that you're in. It's bad enough dealing with women, but now you're dealing with women coming down through insurance companies to determine company policy. And none of it's being based on reason; it's being based upon fear and abstract mathematical models. So this is.
So apparently, okay, so in Oklahoma, there's 2 big cities, right? There's Oklahoma City and Tulsa. And I saw online, I think it was a One American News Network YouTube video, where apparently there's some doctors in Tulsa that are suing the city over the mask mandate.
Yeah, some of these doctors, they're in deep trouble because they've got a conflict of interest with the American Medical Association. And that's in the pockets of Big Pharma and other corporate interests. So those doctors are, under attack now. But if they all agree, if they get together and say we need to investigate this according to modern medical science, we're safe. But they're shutting up because they're afraid. So,
yeah. Bob, have you seen... Dr. Andy Kaufman, his big lectures on the actual coronavirus.
I've seen some
around
what's he saying?
It's this doctor that came out basically did lectures on London Real and some other person's very small YouTube channel, and it was around the March, April, May time. And one of the interesting things was that they can't isolate the actual virus. They can't isolate and purify the actual virus. So no one's physically seen the actual COVID-19 virus, right? And so they're just, so the whole vaccine that's probably going to roll out is basically going to be BS, right?
Right.
And so it's interesting is I was watching Star Trek Next Generation last night on Pluto TV, which is one of the apps on the Roku, which is a free TV app. Basically has a bunch of channels, and every 10-15 minutes they play ads, of course, just like normal TV.
Okay.
And they have a channel dedicated to Star Trek The Next Generation.
Nice.
And it's actually pretty good because it's like, as good of, video quality without being HD. So it looks, way better than it did, when it actually played, but it's still, 4x3 letterbox, of course.
Okay.
Which is fun. And I was watching this episode last night, and it was very interesting because it seemed very close. It was about this 2 cultures where they both had this viral plague. One of the cultures developed this medicine, and basically it's the plague itself is supposedly uncurable, but the one culture sells the medicine to the other culture. and the one culture that manufactures and sells it has been cured of this plague, while the other culture still is buying it. So it's basically become like a drug.
Right.
And one of the interesting things was that instant pot going here. One of the interesting things was that Dr. Crusher said that she was very confused. She was like, this virus is very virulent. It's very persistent. All the medicine can do is like inhibit the effects for 72 hours, whatever the story is.
Right.
And she said it was very interesting. She said that she could not isolate the virus, and that's exactly the same language that these honest doctors have used today about COVID-19. That they can't isolate the virus. Fucking insane, man.
It is.
Insane.
It is. You know, I'm saying, I'm not sure. There appears to be a virus, is what I'm saying. There appears to be a SARS-CoV-2 virus. Whether they can isolate it from a sick person or not, I'm not sure. However, I've stated and will continue to state that Koch's postulates has not been done, perhaps due to this reason, that they cannot isolate it according to Koch's postulates or find some analogy according to Rivers' postulates for viruses. And so what we're seeing is a failure of modern medical science to determine a cause and effect relationship, either because they can't isolate it or because Koch's postulates won't hold. In either case, this is no basis for doing what they're doing, especially given that 94% of all people who in America, the CDC says died, had comorbidities, which means that 2 years ago, any doctor would have said, yeah, I know why they died. I don't need any other explanation. And so this is it. We're in idiocracy.
Yeah, and like when you see people like I've seen people like post on Facebook that are like I lost a family member to COVID-19. It's 100% real. And I was thinking like, well, they could have had some other problem, and they just died with COVID-19. But then because it's a woman who's spreading the fear mongering, then it's all the emotional fear mongering.
Oh, sorry, it was a woman. Oh, we have to believe that now. We have to believe that. Yeah.
Believe all women. Believe them all. Hard to do that bullshit, man. He's even too smart for that BS, man.
Yeah.
What are the facts? Give me the facts. Yes. I want the mission report. Yes. None of this BS. Find me the yes.
Yeah, I think Mgtow Smurf. I think you got the beginnings of a small business here. You're not selling masks. You're selling bank robber disguise masks. I love it. Yeah.
Yeah. And have you heard of this guy whose YouTube channel is called Computing Forever?
Yeah, the Scottish guy, right?
Yeah. He's Irish.
Irish, right? Sorry.
Film like his whole hour-long lectures on everything that's going on in Ireland. Crazy, man.
Yeah, no, it's bad news in Ireland. It's bad news everywhere, I have to say. And we'll wait and find out. In fact, one of the things I had up on the, I'll just re-mention this, that there was testimony at the Senate, and they made sexual preference offensive, the term sexual preference offensive, and they changed it in the dictionary overnight. Yeah, Dave Cullen. So, these people are taking over, all systems, and they're driving all systems into idiocracy. And this is not sustainable. Something's going to break. It's going to snap somewhere, somehow. Because you can't have all systems being completely dysfunctional and highly volatile. There's going to be a risk event that starts a cascade. So if you're not prepping, start now. Get a week ahead, get 2 weeks ahead, plan A, plan B, and hopefully plan C. A little bit on each, and be prepared.
Oh, dude, I've been stocking up rice. I've been going to the store and getting more and more like 205-pound bags of rice, beans, mostly because I meal prep with beans.
Yep, good.
So it's my pantry is full of big ass bags of rice, and in my fridge I've been basically barbecuing meat almost every weekend. And so in my fridge, I have like 6 4-quart Tupperwares full of barbecued chicken ready to go to chop up to make meals with.
Yeah.
And then I got 3 more value packs of boneless, skinless thighs and drumsticks. And then I got a 4-pound boneless, skinless pork roast that was on sale for like $2 a pound. So
Wow.
I got a lot of barbecuing to do tomorrow too.
Yeah. No, this is it. This sounds like, that's enough to live on for several months, if you take it real easy. But yeah, you want to be prepared, and you don't have to, as I think the saying goes, you don't have to win the race against running away from the bear. You just have to be in front of the guy who's behind you. So you just got to get ahead of the curve a bit, just ahead of the curve a bit. So if you're not prepping, just start today. Just get ahead of the curve. Anything ahead of the curve is value, right there. And again, as Whiskey says, and I'm going to point this out for in your situation, Oklahoma, and for everyone else, the number of unemployed people is at an all-time high, and no one's job is secure. And if they want to get you, gone, they can replace you probably. So that means you have to be on the offensive. You have to be proactive and get your CV dusted off, prepared, new skills, new stuff, new industries. Get ready to move, and get ready to move fast if you have to.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I've been getting LinkedIn emails where they're like, job offers on LinkedIn that are pretty much the same thing I'm doing now with different companies, and they're all like, location, work from home. That's hilarious, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely crazy. I basically probably ran out my luck, and now I have to be super strict and playing the game, which kind of sucks, but it's whatever.
Yeah, well, you want to make sure
Kind of whatever.
that when you're on the plantation, you go gray. So do not
definitely
draw
crazy stuff, man. I mean, like I see at the grocery store, sometimes they're like out of stock in something, and then sometimes it's totally back. Like at the Sprouts I go to last weekend, they were totally out of broccoli, and then this back in stock of it, but they're basically out of bananas.
Wow,
And then, the places that I go to get charcoal have been out of charcoal for like a month.
Oh, does anyone want to know how to make charcoal?
Yeah, definitely now. The time to prep is definitely now.
So, if you want to make charcoal, all you do is you burn wood without oxygen. Yeah?
You guys there?
Yeah, I hear you.
No, yeah, definitely the time to prep is definitely now,
Yeah.
There's going to be shortages in the grocery stores. There already are. So, I think it's all intentional, trying to get farms to shut down to create shortages in the food supply.
Well, what do you think would be the benefit, or how do you think it would be a benefit to have the food chain break down?
I don't know. More control. People dying of starvation. I don't know, man. I really don't know. It's all crazy stuff, man. Trying to figure out what's going on every day.
Well, since MV is being silent, do you mind if I ask you a few questions?
Yeah, man, go for it.
The first one I would like to ask, and this will just give me an idea of what you value. Could you define for me responsibility?
Well, I mean, we each have our own individual responsibilities to ourselves, but, getting bills paid, all that stuff, making sure we don't fuck up our jobs, all that stuff. But, back in the day when we had responsibilities to others because it was worth it, and that was part of our responsibility. But now that's all out the door. So I would say it's responsibility to ourselves and to others. Just things we got to take care of.
Well, those would be responsibilities that you have. Can you define what the word means?
Ooh.
Just stuff you got to make sure you take care of. It's just things that are on your plate that you got to make sure that you're able to take care of. That you can't really slack on.
Responsibility. I'll jump in here.
You got to always make sure you're on your A game so that these things can get taken care of.
Am I off? No, I guess I'm on. Yeah, responsibility has to do with contracts where you have an agreement.
Would you consider yourself to be a Mgtow?
Yeah, I am.
Okay. What kind of Mgtow, if that makes sense?
I don't know. Hello? Okay, sorry, I'm going to jump in here. I'm not sure what's going on. I've been told that I have no route into the voice channel. It's trying to connect, but it tells me no route. So with Mayhem and Oklahoma General Kinetics, they're both silent at the moment, so I don't know whether it's collapsed. It looks like Discord has collapsed. To tell you the truth, I don't see any green lights going. Sorry about the technical issues. I'm trying to I'm frantically clicking away. Yes, I am. Thank you, Whiskey. I'm checking in the Discord. This is very funny what's happening in Discord. I think it's melting down. As I say, we're into systemic breakdown here. So I don't know what systems are going to get it, but I'm expecting every system, to tell you the truth. I'm seeing systemic failure, and I've seen it for the past several years. In fact, I did a 4-hour presentation yesterday on systemic failure, institutional failure. So, and it's just getting worse and worse. You know, we had a pretty good situation with Google, and of course they had to change it into something less good. So you move from best to not best, and that's not a good direction. And we see that everywhere. We're moving from no masks, which is best, into masks, which is not best. And so this is idiocracy. Somehow somebody's gotten in control, and they don't know how to think. And many countries are moving into dire situations. Trade is going down. Apparently, even within the United States, if Hammerhand's correct in his assessment, when trucking goes down, it means stuff isn't traveling, which means people aren't working, which means people aren't getting stuff, and then it's a downward spiral, a death spiral into a lack of trade, and this is not something good, and I think we have to recognize that, the shit hit the fan way back in January, February, March. I remember saying, I don't know what it is, but it's big. And I think I was right on that. I still don't know what it is, but again, it's big, and look what they're doing. They're screwing around with everyone. Everyone here, everyone else, everyone around the world. They're screwing around, and there's no reason for any of it. Some doctors are trying to stand up and stop this insanity, but it may not be enough because there's an institutional, a corporate, a globalist push towards absolute control, dictatorial, medical tyranny. And so, Joseph, is that true? Yeah. Well, good to have you in, Joe. Good to have you in. And, we hope things are going well for you. We know, the situation where you live isn't good. And, I as I said earlier, the year of 2020 is a year to forget. I want to forget it, and it's not even over. And I'm thinking some of this mayhem is caused by the election. That people are trying to leverage the manufactured destabilization and manipulate it, spin it towards their advantage, and try to aim all of this problem at the president to get him out, because they couldn't get him out any other way. They put up one of the most corrupt and inept people to run against him. And it's just coming out now. We see the insanity of what just happened with the New York Post. Seemingly they're one of the better newspapers. They've been around for a couple of hundred years. They posted a story showing a connection between the presidential candidate Joe Biden, his son Hunter Biden, and this corrupt energy firm for which Hunter Biden was getting $50,000 a month in payments for doing nothing. And we know the video of Joe Biden saying he got rid of this Ukrainian prosecutor who was investigating the company which his son was a director of. And there was an introduction between one of these directors and Vice President Joe Biden. We see corruption right through and through, and he's running for president. Americans are not going to be that stupid, are they? This is pathetic third world corruption, at the very top of American politics. And yet the corporate media are involved in supporting this, and now Facebook and Twitter don't want any mention of this corruption. And so they'll close down a newspaper. And ultimately, this is treasonous. This is absolute treason. And something has to happen. America has to gain control of its corporations, especially those that are, opening up a public square for discourse. And they had been given certain privileges way back in the late 1990s, Section 230 that said, well, if somebody posts something, it's not you posting it, but now it is. Because they haven't taken down things, then ultimately they're responsible for everything they leave up. So this is a bad time. I've got to say, the uncertainty is high, the volatility is high. As we get closer to the November 3rd election, I think it's going to get higher. And they're going to pull out all the stops, whatever that would mean. There's riots in the streets. There's government-sponsored tyranny, medical tyranny in corporations, on the streets, in the stores, everywhere. And the community is fractioning. The social fabric is ripping apart. And whether America can get through this election and count the ballots and just get things happening, we'll have to wait and see. So I hope that 2020 ends with a good 2021, but you never know. So, the attack is also happening in the UK, but not other countries as much. But we'll have to see. At this point, I think that one of the best places to live would be Tanzania. Didn't they throw the WHO out? I think they did. Get the hell out of our country. You people are idiots. So I think more countries have to do that. We have to understand that institutions can fail, and some of these institutions have. When you take advice from a communist government, you idiot. You idiot. And, yeah. So I'm not sure. Apparently, Mayhem and Oklahoma. Geez, I forget the last part of his name. I got Oklahoma. Oklahoma. His name in the Discord is different. Anyway, he's been on before. Oklahoma. They're silent in the Discord. And maybe they're talking with each other, but I can't get in and hear. And I don't see the green thing happening, so I got no idea what's going on. If they think they're broadcasting, they ain't. I don't know what to say. Let me just type, we cannot hear. I'll just call them Oklahoma. Oklahoma or Mayhem. Discord is malfunctioning. Is that a good word for you, PJP? Malfunctioning. It's only 4 syllables, but maybe we can get a 7-syllable word in there to replace that one, because that's just... What about discombobulating? Discombobulating. Well, that's 6. Yeah. Are they chatting in there? They're free to chat in there. In fact, anyone's free at any time to, if you can get into the Discord, and feel free to jump in and chat and broadcast one or anywhere. It's an open space if you're in the channel. If you want to get in, let me know and I'll give you an invite and you can get in. There's a lot of people in already, so I appreciate all the people jumping into the Discord and adding stuff, and the conversations go along nicely, and we're getting people in and out and comments, and it's great. It's low key. It's not quite a hungry humble hermit. He's got a pretty exciting Discord, and other Discords have a lot of traffic, and that's good. It's good to go in there and join the men there, young men and old men. Yeah. Discombobulated. That's the word thread. Oh my god. Yeah, we see. I don't know what Discord is doing. Why don't they just make it work? It worked before. So yeah. Fat women outlive skinny men when the chips are down. That's true. Yeah, that's right. And there's no better way of getting fat than eating avocados and ice cream. You're not going to combine them. Oh. I'll tell you what's good, though. I'll tell you what's good, Bear. A chocolate and avocado milkshake. Now you got to make it just the right way. I've tried. I can't do it, but I can buy them, and they're really quite good. And you know that the avocados are like really heavy in fat. It's like wow. So you don't want to do a lot of them, but every once in a while. Avocado and chocolate milkshake. I know. You think it's it says open widget. Let me see if I can I don't know what to do now. Let me try the settings here. Output. I'll try to change my my video output settings, but that didn't seem to help before. I have no idea what's happening. My internet looks like it's doing great, but I'm having some trouble here. I'll look at the settings in YouTube. It all seems to be fine. I'm at ultra low latency. I don't see anything I can do. It used to say excellent. Yes, I know, Bear. Yeah, avocados are not common up north. In fact, I was struck and sort of stunned. I thought it came from a plant, but it comes from like a giant tree. I was thinking about planting one, then somebody pointed it out. The thing was like 70 feet tall, 80 feet tall. It was like a massive thing. How big is yours, Aaron? You keep it nicely trimmed, but you know, I've seen ones like massive. And I suppose it gives off a lot of avocados, you know, a tree that big. But 100 feet tall, it was just massive. So, but it is a tropical thing, so you got to have them shipped up via Hammerhand from Mexico way. Yeah, see, that's it, Whiskey, right there. Avocado dark chocolate mousse, yes. Yeah, there was avocado cake here, which was the same thing as that, like a mousse cake. My God. Yeah. Yeah, see, they may grow. Avocados may grow. I don't know. They could probably last a little bit of cold down in Georgia, Florida, or something. They grow in Florida. Yeah. You know, they're big trees. Yeah. 20 feet. Yeah, so it's a baby one. I don't know. Yeah. You know, I didn't know how big mango trees grew. I would have planted them in different places had I known. But they can grow a couple 100 feet tall. Really. There's one way out back. My God, it was big. Then somebody went and cut it down for the wood. Oh well. Yeah. That's what happens. But again, I got a 40-foot tree. It's 4 years old, 5 years old. 40, 50 feet now. My God, the stuff grows fast in the tropics. You know, it's hot 24/7. Sunshine 12 hours a day. Every day. Lots of rain. Oh, yeah, see, I like that. It's nice being a chef. Yeah, mango trees. There's lots of different kinds of mangoes. I got to say, I think that the kinds that grow in the Americas are different than the kinds that grow here. They look different. The mangoes themselves sort of look different on the outside. But I've got, 3-4 different kinds of mango trees on my property. And they're coming in. I got one tree coming in, so maybe I'll have some mango later on. Yeah. And this is my prepping thing, to get on a place which produces at least some food. And I know looking at the property that I could just dig up certain roots for starch, and I got my access to some protein anyway, and everything else. So I got enough food here to live for a while. So, yeah. Avocado in the sandwich, a little cilantro, salt, maybe a little Mexican spice. You know, like a guacamole sandwich. Love it. Yeah. Avocado and bacon. Ooh, nice. Oh, throw the avocado away and eat the bacon. Yeah. But I can see avocado and bacon. Yeah. Well, that's right. That's what I'm talking about here. They do the same thing here. Avocados, put some sugar in it, and you put a swirl of chocolate in it. Really nice. So, but you know, I find them hard to work with. So, I'll let someone else do it. Yes, enjoy the world. Enjoy the world because, 2020 is letting us know that you got to smell. You got to smell the roses while the roses are in bloom because some years they just go away and all you get is manufactured destabilization after manufactured destabilization, and so you got to stop and smell the roses every day. You want to make sure that you appreciate being alive and take some time. In fact, there was some program that just came up and on YouTube, a video about Marcus Aurelius and what he would do at night. And he would try to find stillness, and he would think about the next day, and he would, evaluate his soul, and in fact, look for some, positivity and enjoyment, spending quiet time. And I think there was a lot of good things to the video. It was way too long, but just what Marcus Aurelius would have done. And you can be a stoic in life, but he would find a still time at night, and then he would go for broke the next day, and do this day in and out. You just you strive for the best during the day, and at night you calm down, and you take stock of the day. You think about the next day. You deal with the matters that are very close to home, all in the quiet time, and then the next day you go for broke. You live that day like it's the last day of your life. And so, this may be, and I certainly don't want it to be, the last day of someone's life, but maybe live it that way. Enjoy something. Find something to enjoy. And don't worry about the bullshit that they're giving us, because they're giving us bullshit. And it's just bullshit. And if they take us down into idiocracy, we know what's going to happen. We know what's going to happen. We know that the men of Gucci will wear their dresses and be happy doing so, and be eaten up by anyone who will take advantage of them. And there's a lot of people who will. And the men who have prepped, the men of Mgtow, they'll be ready to be ahead of the curve, and just a few paces ahead is all you got to be from the guy behind you. And just stay ahead of that, and then when it all normalizes, Mgtow men will be in a good position. So you stay just ahead of where you have to be to stay out of trouble, and then you're fine. And, I had a thought this week, and it was a horrible thought, but in looking back at maybe my life, I can see that community is war. And somebody changed this, and they didn't tell me, and they didn't tell anyone, but they changed it. Community is war. It's not a friendly place. It's not a place to raise kids. It's not a place to be a kid and think that you belong there. Community is war. They turned it into war. And it used to be it took a village to raise a child. Now it's just a war. It's a war on children. It's a war on everyone. It's a war on your senses. It's a war on your rationality. It's a war. And it is war, not a war. I want to change it. Community is war in 2020. And why they've done that. They've taken something great and made it something horrible. And in this, young men, I believe, I see it everywhere. News channels in Mgtow and outside of Mgtow. They're just telling men just pull back and just don't fall for the traps, and they're doing it. And so, anyone who comes through here, I know you're going out and helping the young men and helping other older men and to come to terms with the fact that they have changed what used to be community as a coming together into community as war. And don't become a casualty. Don't become a casualty in this war. I think that's a message that I wanted to carry through. There's enough disposability of men, so don't become a casualty. And I think one way to become a casualty is not to take the time to appreciate the good things in life. And we know that bad things happen. We know that, sickness and death will come and overtake. And a friend of mine sent an email, and his mother just died. She was 88, and so I appreciate his loss. At the same time, 88's a long life, and she lived most of it in pretty good health. She succumbed to Alzheimer's, which would have been sort of a distressing decline. It happens to some. It happened to Immanuel Kant. So fearful that it could happen to anyone. And so, but at the same time, there's no real death because, at every point in my interactions with my friend's mother, she was very warm and welcoming. And I wrote this in a note to my friend, and she had some tragedy, and she went through it, and because of that strength, I inherited some of it in watching her deal with that and saying, how can anyone deal with it? And obviously she did, so I could. And this is this is something you learn, and this is something you get, is that life can do bad things, and at the same time it goes on. Life goes on, and we have to listen to that song by REM, Shiny Happy People. Put it in the ground where the flowers grow, shiny happy people. And what we put in the ground where the flowers grow are the dead bodies, and then we dance, and then we sing, and then we say, this is the way life is and has to be. Yeah. Yes, it is. It is whiskey. And yet here we are. And yet here we are. We know all of this. We agree with all of that. And we know there's a war on our minds. And yet we say, I don't care. I don't care anymore. You can wage a war on my mind, but my mind is my mind, and I've protected it. I've protected it against the forces of the Dark Triad. I've protected it against the forces of idiocracy. And I may have to wear the mask on the plantation, but this is just so I can navigate until I can, find out a better place to be. And I guess for years I've been saying, make sure that you're ready to move to find that better place. And yeah, sorry about the buffering. It seems to be better now, although I'm not. I'm getting the stream health issues. So maybe I'll be ending it pretty soon then, because I don't know what's going on. I think the introduction of the Discord this week caused some issue. So let me just write that. In stream health. Anyway, I appreciate everyone coming in. Well, it's almost been a couple hours, and I can't seem to resolve the stream health issue without closing the stream. So we'll make it a short one because my rant was about Gillette, and I'll go back to the the year-long anniversary, and I put my comment up there. You can go and see my comment. I hope this trash goes bankrupt, and then the Gucci people. This is what Gillette is aiming for. This type of this type of depravity, this type of degradation, this type of horror, turning men against themselves internally. This is what Gillette represents, is absolutely. And he says, mon petit chou, my little dumpling, or something. And the SJW is just in real time changing the meanings of words to satisfy their desire to manipulate the public discourse. This is Stalinist revisionism, and this is all going to not end well, and hopefully it ends not well. That's Gillette India Limited, I guess. I don't know. That's the price I got. At least one of them's down. Let's hope they're all down. Let them go out of business. Rotten cretins. So